Hey, Rangineer, bring on another Starcraft commentary after that duel with the nuke where Savior was totally... No, not really though. Sorry guys, not really though. So, moving on. TVT for you guys here. Yeah, and what a TVT it's going to be. Group C. And we're going to have arguably, the two best Terrans in StarCraft right now. One of the solid, not old school, but still one of the solid monsters against one of the very, very new guys. Leta against Flash. And now we're going to see Leta here with a picture of himself being awesome. His first game in the MSL, he lost against Flash. Just happened, poor guy, just happened to get in the round of 16. And facing up against Flash. He's probably cursing Hwasen for beating Flash, because then he wouldn't be facing up against him, most likely. He's going like, why, Hwasen, why? Why? He would have had someone else. He would have had Hwasen to face, but I bet you would take Hwasen over Flash any freaking day. Or actually, he might have had Jaedong, and nobody, he wouldn't want that either, so never mind! What am I saying? Jaedong is the killer! He's a killer! Wow, 5-0 at the MSL's round of 16 stats. So apparently this guy's never lost on a round of 16 in the MSL, and that is insane! He, of course, I believe has an MSL title. Isn't it? Doesn't he? I think so. But anyway, both of these guys are the best premier TVT players in the world right now, with stats that are so high, I can't even mention them without my brain exploding. So, for my own health, and for your continued sanity, I will not. 4, 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Who's been playing insanely in the Winners League? But I'm gonna say, that's all that guy needs. That cocky bastard, that's all he needs. So, we're gonna have, oh man, yeah, great, thanks for the, okay, thank God. We're gonna have Flash in yellow at the lower right, and we're gonna have Leta in red at the upper right. Wow, they had blue and teal, and I was like, no, I can't. Oh god, they changed the colors. Thank Christ. That was my reaction right there. So at 1 o'clock, as I've already said, 1 o'clock, red. Remember red. Leta is red. Red. Why is he red? He's red because his lips flows with blood of Zergs. Yeah, good enough. Yellow. Flash is yellow. Why is he yellow? His shirt is orange, and that's a color related to yellow? I don't know. So, yeah, it's going to be on Byzantium II, 4-player map, both players. No cross positions today, so no epic long-distance troop maneuvering. All in all, we're going to see how this map goes up. You got your base, then you got a small ramp up into your natural expansion, which has gas. And this is in all the 4 corners. Then you have a rather small ramp, which is not too hard to block off to prevent any sort of harassment. Neither player is going to block off, though. And Leta's going to send out an early scout. And I believe he's going to scout clockwise. So he's going to spot Flash first. And what is he going to do? He's going to scout. Yes, he is going to... Oh, no! Leta! We can do! Oh, nay, what? Oh, he's just, okay, he's just looking out for something. Or just, okay, forward barracks. Not a scout. I thought maybe that was too early a scout. But yeah, forward barracks coming from him. He's going to send that out for scout. Later on, Flash should be putting his own barracks soon. Later on getting his refinery as well. 84% of people think Flash is going to take this. No surprise. We're going to see whether it proves on. No forward barracks from Flash. Meanwhile, he's just going to keep it inside there for safe purposes, also getting his own gas. So yeah, this map is, has base in each of the 4 corners. Then you got gas expansions at the 12, at the 3, at the 6, and at the 9. Then you have some mineral onlys in places that are very, very, very difficult to defend, because it has more than one way for enemies to get at it, so you gotta be very careful. Leta now sending out a scouting SCV clockwise downwards, so he's gonna spot Flash pretty quickly. He knows he's gonna have the early advantage. Flash, meanwhile, not gonna get the full-on scout, but as soon as he sees that SCV in his own base, he's gonna know where it is that Leta came from, I believe. Leta sending out another SCV there too. He's gonna pull it back as soon as he sees Flash's base with this SCV. Yeah, to go down this one ramp, which is fairly difficult to block off. But oh no, I think on this map, vulture harassment. If you block off your natural, vulture harassment could be fairly difficult. Now the SCV is gonna be in there, gonna be able to do some harassment. First Marina also gonna see if he can put some pressure on it. Although I think Flash should have some Marines out. He is building some Marines, but Leeta's just gonna try to delay this factor as long as he can. Just trying to get some kills without one SCV being irritating overall. Flash not going to send out an SCV to scout himself. Going to spot the barracks, and the Marine is going to meet it and start shooting at it, but not going to prevent the scout. So, no epic micromanagement from Leta there to prevent the scout. Meanwhile, there's now a Marine on the ramp of Flash. That's going to prevent any stuff. But Flash is also going to get the full-on scout. Going to see that factory coming up for Leta. We're going to see what kind of builds they got. Well, they're going to see the deviation of builds. Maybe one of these players is going to go for factory into command center or factory into command center has been pop up. And this factory is not being... Wow. That's interesting. The factory not being built, and Leta, meanwhile, putting down a starport at the 9 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, I'm sorry, in the proxy location. Now Flash just rebuilding the factory. That's going to be a very late factory. Meanwhile, Flash going to move out with 3 Marines and an SCV, and either going to block off his ramp or put down an expansion. You know, Leta also has 3 Marines and an SCV. You're going to see very close to Flash base. You might even try to push it now. Factory finally up for Flash machine shop. So Flash being very delayed there. I don't know why that happened, but his factory very late. Now, a bunker being put up for him, and I think Flash... No, the SCV gets taken down! The barracks, the bunker gets cancelled, and a Vulture now also out for Leta, and nothing out for Flash trying to get a Vulture out himself, had to cancel that machine up, but his Vulture's going to be very late. Now the Vulture's going to be microed around, taking out some Marines. Leta now has 3 Marines of his own getting attacked by the SCVs, trying to micro out. Now Flash has his own Vulture now. It's probably going to get taken down by those Marines. Oh man, both players lose their Vultures, but still 2 Marines inside. Flash to put down a second factory, not pulling too many SCVs actually. Now we're going to see how much damage Leta actually manages to do with these 2 Marines. He's going to try to prevent that second factory, and then just trying to kill out some SCVs. Didn't manage quite to kill the SCV, and now these Marines are going to get taken out by that Vulture. We're going to see whether... Oh yeah, Vulture not quite yet killed. Meanwhile, Flash with that floating barracks is going to spot that proxy starport. Not the perfect location for this part for Leta. Leta looking a little bit... That's kind of look on his face. Still a Vulture's inside of Flash's base. Vulture inside of Flash's base is going to be able to do some sort of damage. Of course, does manage to kill an SCV, although usually I believe it's 3 hits from Vulture that kills on more SCV. 4 kills for that Vulture. Very, very successful harassment from Leta here. He's now putting down his own expansion while Flash is doing the same. Leta actually using a barracks to block off. Now a Wraith inside. We're going to see some more harassment. An academy and as well as an army being put down meanwhile by Flash. And there's going to be no air defenses. There are no Marines out there. No air defenses. That Vultures are going to go and shoot the SCV, which is such a fun game, especially if you can get Cloak up. That makes it extra fun. Leta, meanwhile, blocking off his own ramp, putting their barracks there, putting down a bunker as well, and he's just killing everything he can, preventing buildings from going up. Meanwhile, a Vulture around there for Flash, and see what he tries to do for some counter harassment. I think there's a very good blockade. That's why I think Vulture harassment, if it's late, will not manage to do anything, but Leta doing very smartly, building that very early, not just killing SCVs, preventing that academy from here early. The control tower is spinning, going to have Cloak out fairly soon, so he's definitely going to need that academy up. But the academy finally gets up. I'm going to see some scans for him fairly soon, although so many SCVs lost by Flash here. Leta not getting his own command center almost up, and those 2 Wraiths are going to stand there and kill so many SCVs. Look at that SCV line. Almost no SCVs. That finally 1 Goliath out, and Cloak, 2 Goliaths out, but Cloak comes in just in time. This harassment is going to continue by Leta, so very, very good builder overall. Leta. The starport did get spotted, but it was a little bit too late, and overall now a scan goes off. Wraith's gonna fly off, not gonna die, just gonna... Now he should be able to just move into the natural and do some damage there instead. There's a comms station going off there, so he should be able to do... Vulture mines also being planted. Those are Flashes. Leta, careful with the tank! Ah! First tank of Leta's gets killed. Obviously didn't spot those mines there. Looks a little bit angry at himself, but overall I don't think that's a huge loss.